live stream. My name is Alicia, and this week we are going to talk about money. We're going to talk about earning money, spending money, and saving and investing money. Today we're going to talk about some important verbs, mostly, but I have also included some key nouns that are also extremely important to include in your discussions about money and, of course, in your planning about money. So I hope that this is a very helpful lesson for learners of all levels. So as you join, please make sure to hit the like button and, of course, share this video so other people can find today's lesson. Send a message in the chat so I can come to say hello to you if you're watching live. If you're watching later, welcome. Thanks for checking it out. But while we wait for people to join us live, I want to mention this banner at the bottom of the screen which says, download your free 2,000 words ebook. The team has a free PDF ebook at EnglishClass101.com. This is the 2,000 Core Words of English ebook. That means these are the 2,000 most commonly used words in everyday communication. So these are the words that you're going to need to know first. So if you want to make sure your vocabulary studies are very efficient, if you want to study the most important words at the beginning of your studies, go download this. You can check the link below the video if you're watching on YouTube, or above or to the side of the video if you're watching on Facebook. You just need your name and an email address to make a free account at EnglishClass101.com. Log in, come back to this page, and you can download this for free. Check it out. I hope that it helps you. Okay, we have a lot to cover today, so let's say a quick greeting to everybody. Hello, Natalie and Zach and Rocky, Patrick, Fernando, Allison, Inazuma, Labette, what's up? Facebook. I don't see anybody on Facebook yet. Maybe it is loading. We will see in just a second. So please make sure to hit the like button if you haven't. Hello, Mino. And let's get into today's lesson. Hi, Victor. Hello, Mauricio. Welcome. Okay, let's go because I wrote a lot on the board today, so let's get through everything. Let's begin with maybe our favorite step, get money. So I've used the word get money to be very, very basic, right? Let's talk about some key words we use to talk about getting money. The first is to earn. To earn, maybe the most common way we get money. To earn money means to do a job or to provide a service, etc. Maybe you sell something, for example, in exchange for money. So you do something, you go to your job, you sell a product, you receive money. So we call that earning money, to earn money. Let's look at this vocabulary word in two sentences. How much are you going to earn next year? Here is our verb. How much are you going to earn next year? Maybe when you want to plan something with your partner, how much are you going to earn next year, right? How much money are you going to get in exchange for working or providing a service, yeah? Second example here, I earned $50,000 last year. I earned $50,000 last year. Here, I have the past tense version of the verb, the past tense form. Please note, it is a regular past tense verb, earned. So put ed at the end to make the past tense form. So I earned $50,000 last year. Simple one, right? So you can think about, you don't have to put in the chat your money from the last year, but you can think about how much money you earned last year as a good way to warm up today, okay? All right, then let's take a look at this next one. To get paid, to get paid. This verb is a little different from to earn. To get paid means to receive the money you have earned, okay? So there is an important difference between these. To earn money means to do your job, right? Or to sell your service, to sell your product. You are working, right? You are doing something and that is valuable, right? To get paid, that's the action of receiving the money, yeah? So these two are a little bit different, right? Earning the money means doing the action of, value. And then to get paid means to receive the money. So let's look at these example sentences. First one, a very common one. Yay, we get paid tomorrow. Yay, we get paid tomorrow. So here we have we get paid tomorrow, right? So this is an expression usually of excitement, right? The day before what we call payday is something like this often. Oh, we get paid tomorrow. That means we receive the money from our jobs tomorrow, right? Usually a happy moment, yeah? Let's look at the second example. I don't get paid until next week. I don't get paid until next week. So again, a very common sentence we use when planning our money for the month, yeah? So in this case, I don't get paid until next week, okay? So this is kind of a way to say, maybe I don't have money or I won't have enough money until next week. This one sounds a little bit on the negative side, but we want to express money is going to come in next week. So I don't get paid until next week, okay? So these two are important to consider. They are different, okay? Let me see your examples. Fernando wrote, I want to earn a lot of money. Great, okay. Yamanya wrote, I earn 2,000 reals per month. Okay, good. Fernando, we get paid tomorrow. Careful, we get paid. This is a D. We get paid tomorrow, okay? So watch out for that. Hello, everyone joining on Facebook. Welcome, Julius and Al-Gassim. Hello. Let's go to the next one then. I want to include this, this phrase. This is a really common way to get paid, okay? So this phrase is direct deposit. Direct deposit. This means money sent directly to your account. This is maybe the most common way to get paid in many countries around the world. In English, at least in American English, we say direct deposit. So this means the money comes from your job and goes into your bank account directly, okay? So to deposit, which, did I include it? I didn't include that today, okay. To deposit means to put money into your account, right? And direct means there's nothing in the way. So it goes from your employer to your bank with no stop between, okay? So we like direct deposit. It's very easy. We like that a lot. So this is usually how we receive our money, how we get paid. And often we need to set up direct deposit. This is usually how part of the process when we begin a new job. We set up direct deposit. This is the name of a payment system. So if you work in the USA or maybe some other English-speaking countries, maybe you already know about this direct deposit phrase. So this is kind of the flow. We earn money, we get paid, and we do that through direct deposit systems. Okay, good so far. Let me check the chat. Zach wrote, my new job offers direct deposit, so I don't have to worry about losing a paper check. Great one. Okay, he mentioned paper checks. So maybe some of you have received a check for your job, a piece of paper. We use that, interestingly, still in the United States. You have to take that to the bank and then you can get paid. Or maybe some people receive cash for certain jobs. So direct deposit means you don't have to do anything to get your money. Okay, let me check the other examples. I'll try to check a few from different people. Inazuma wrote, I deposited 2,000 pesos in my credit card. So when we use the verb deposit, it usually means we put money into a bank account. So this deposit means put money into a bank account. I'll put a note here. This is for banks, bank accounts, okay? So when you want to talk about a credit card, maybe we can talk about it more in part 2. When you want to talk about a credit card, we usually say, your example, I paid 2,000 pesos, like hang on. So if maybe I need to clarify your example sentence, but my understanding is you paid 2,000 pesos on your card and now it's time to repay that amount, right? Maybe you can send me another example sentence there, though. But we usually say, I made a payment on my credit card, or I made a payment of 2,000 pesos to my credit card. But maybe that's not quite right what you want to say, but you can send me an example. Okay, let me move on to the next one. The Black Eagle wrote, I earned enough money to pay my bills. Great example sentence. Patrick wrote, when we are paying online, can we call it direct deposit, or do you use another name for this? For example, in online shopping. So we usually say direct deposit only for our money that we receive, yeah? So when you make a payment for online shopping, like Amazon or Apple or something like that, when you make a payment online, we don't usually say direct deposit. Instead, you might see, depending on the country, like bank transfer. Like there might be some kind of bank transfer or similar phrase we use instead. Direct deposit we usually use just for receiving our paycheck, right? Our monthly paycheck. I hope that answers your question. Okay, Cynthia wrote, I want to deposit money in my account, but I don't have money. A very common situation, right? Okay, great example. Don't forget your to, Cynthia. I want to deposit money. Okay, let me check Facebook. Hello, Iris. I prefer direct deposit. Yes, very common one. Okay. Rodis wrote on YouTube, here in Chile, we always get paid by or via direct deposit, almost all the companies. Yeah, great. Another point, I'll write it here. When you want to talk about this system, use to get paid by, or I personally would say I get paid via, or you might also hear through. To get paid via or through direct deposit. These two show the method of payment here. So that's how we link it. I get paid via direct deposit, or I get paid through direct deposit. That's how we show the relationship between the payment and our bank account. Yeah? Okay, let's continue to the next part. Very quickly, though, I'll remind you, in case you missed it, about this banner at the bottom of the screen. If you didn't see it before, the team has a free PDF ebook with the 2,000 core words of English. Woohoo! So if you haven't checked it out, you can go download this for free. You can go to the link down here, YouTube, or up here if you're watching on Facebook. You can go download this from EnglishClass101.com. This has the 2,000 most commonly used words in English. Some of these words are in there, plus many, many more. So go check it out, because I hope it really helps you to practice the most important words first, yeah? Okay, so I'll remind you again a little bit later. For now, let's continue to part 2. We're going to talk next about using money or spending money, okay? And if you haven't, please make sure to like this video and share it, because it helps other people find the lesson. Okay, let me check the chat. Bantha on Facebook wrote, I want to direct deposit money. So direct deposit is usually from your work, right? Your employer will direct deposit your money, yeah? For you, you can just say, I want to deposit money, right? To deposit money means to put in. So you don't need to say direct deposit. If you want to put money in your account, I want to deposit some money. Perfect. Okay, let's continue to part 2. Using and spending money, maybe the most fun. If earning money, getting money is exciting, maybe using and spending money is very fun, right? So let's talk about some key vocabulary words here. The first is to buy. The verb to buy means to use your money to get something, right? This is the general word we use to mean use your money and receive something, right? So let's look at the example sentences. I want to buy a house someday. Here's our verb. I want to buy a house someday. So I want to use my money to get a house someday, okay? The second example, past tense, we bought a new TV last week. We bought a new TV last week. In past tense, we have this irregular, so buy becomes bought in past tense, yeah? We bought a new TV last week. So buy is the very general word we use to mean using money to get something else, okay? So with this in mind, let's look at this verb, to pay. To pay. To pay is different from to buy. To pay means to give money in exchange for something, right? Similar, but to pay, this part is the most important. This is the action of giving the money, right? So in the store or in the restaurant, when you give your credit card or you give cash or you give a check maybe, you give someone money to finish your shopping, yeah? To finish your transaction. That's the verb we use, pay, okay? So we don't say, I want to buy something like at a restaurant, right? You say, I want to pay at a restaurant, yeah? So that means the action of giving the money, okay? So let's compare this to 2 more example sentences, as in, please pay at the register. please pay at the register. This is a super common sentence. So at a shopping mall, store, or at a restaurant, or maybe even a hotel, yeah? Please pay at the register means please give the money at the register, okay? Second, past tense, I already paid for lunch. I already paid for lunch. Here is the verb. Again, paid. This is the same as this one, to get paid, yeah? So I already paid for lunch. That means I already gave the money in exchange for the food, yeah? So pay means to give money for something, okay? Let me check the chat really quickly. On Facebook, Nuha wrote, I want to buy a car next week. Good, perfect use of buy, nicely done. Back on YouTube, Zach wrote, I will try to buy the concert tickets before they sell out. Nice one. Rocky wrote, I'm hoping to buy new shirts someday. Nice one. Inazuma wrote, to buy my favorite shirt, I need to pay $2,000. So expensive. A $2,000 shirt, that is too expensive. Don't buy that shirt. This is not financial advice, but I don't think you should buy a $2,000 shirt. Okay, let's see. Zach, I see you're writing many messages, but I want to make sure everyone has a chance today. Victor wrote, I don't feel like I spend money when I go to the restaurant with you. Oh, that's a very nice way to say, like if you're on a date with somebody, nice one. You feel like maybe it's, well, it depends on how you use that. I don't feel like I spend money. Maybe that means that person is a very cheap date, maybe. they don't cost a lot of money. But, or maybe you feel like it's a good use of money. Maybe that's a nice way to say what you want to say. I don't mind spending a lot of money when I'm with you. That could be a good way to say something. Maybe that's what you're going for, a date expression. Okay, Patrick wrote, I've spent all my money before the lunch. This is sad. Maybe you want to say, I spent instead of I have spent before lunch. I believe that's what you want to say. I spent all my money before lunch. This is sad. Maybe that's what you want to say, a little grammar change. Okay, Yamanya wrote, I will pay money for my children's clothes. Okay, so that's grammatically correct. I will pay money for my children's clothes, but I would maybe say I'll buy, like I will buy my children's clothes, or I need to buy my children's clothes. This, we usually pay when we are in the store, yeah? Or when we tell a story about the store, right? Like I paid I paid at the front of the store. So when you talk about your plans to get something, probably use the verb buy to do that, okay? I want to spend or invest my money in a game arcade. Yeah, we'll talk about this a little bit over here with investing. I have invest and to save, but yeah, I would choose spend. I want to spend my money in a game arcade. Is a good one to use, Mina. Okay, let's continue. Oh, I did put spend here. Okay, great. Let's continue to spend. Great example sentence there, Mino. To spend. This generally means to use money, right? To use money. So maybe you don't buy it or buy something, right? To spend just means you use it, generally using something, okay? So this is a way to talk about like your money during the month. So let's look at some example sentences so you can see how and why we use the verb spend. Like, had a good one in the chat. So first one is, I don't want to spend all my money today. I don't want to spend all my money today. Here, to spend, this is our verb. So imagine spend means use, yeah? I don't want to use all my money today, right? So in this sentence, there's no clear plan, right? We didn't say, I'm going shopping, or I'm going to an arcade, or I'm going to some vacation spot, right? This is a very general sentence, right? So this is how we use spend, to talk about using money generally. So I don't want to spend all my money today, okay? Let's try the next example, past tense. I spent too much last month. I spent too much last month. Please note here, the past tense, spend becomes spent. Spent, irregular there, spent. I spent too much money last month. Again, if we imagine this is use, it would be I used too much money last month. So we don't, in these example sentences, we don't have like examples. What did we buy, right? We just want to say I used too much, right? So spend can be a very, very general word, all right? Let's see the examples in the chat. Yamanya wrote, I spent a lot of money last week. Good. Zach wrote, that's a lot of money to spend on t-shirts. Indeed, that 2000 example was good. What else is going down there? Can you scroll down, Control Desk? Okay. I will pay $300 for a pair of sneakers. Oh, all right, good one. Good use of pay there. I'll pay $300 for a pair of sneakers. Some people love their sneakers. That's a whole thing. Okay, let's continue then. I wanted to connect these two verbs, to spend and to overspend. To overspend means to use too much money, okay? So this is long, right? To use too much money. We have one word that means to do that, to overspend. So we have spend right here. Over means like too much, to do that thing too much. Easy, right? Let's look at these examples then. Be careful not to overspend on vacation. Be careful not to overspend on vacation. So this sentence means be careful not to spend too much money on vacation. That's very long, right? So be careful not to overspend on vacation. And in past tense, we overspent on our car. Oops, we overspent. This means we spent too much money on our car, or we used too much money on our car, okay? So to overspend means to go beyond too much used, all right? Okay, let me see your examples, and then we'll finish quickly with saving and investing words. Nuha on Facebook wrote, I spent all my money to start my business. I think the chat went quickly. I hope I got that right. Great example. Others, Bantha wrote, I have spent money on my vacation. Maybe I have spent or I spent money on my vacation is okay, just a basic sentence. Abdullah, I have not the money to spend. I know what you're trying to say. I don't have money to spend. That's how you say it. If you don't have a lot of money right now, you can say, I don't have money to spend. That's what you want to say. Okay, let me come back to YouTube. Mauricio wrote, I want to, careful, you're typing there. I want to spend my money to learn languages and other things. Great, okay? Others, Natalie wrote, I don't want to spend money on luxurious goods. Okay, great example. Inazuma, I literally spent all of my money for a game. So sad. Let me go back to great example, almost perfect, Inazuma. Let's talk about prepositions briefly. I literally spent all of my money to spend. To spend money, let me put an important note here. To spend money on something. We want to use the preposition on. To spend money on something instead of spend money for something. Like, I spent too much money on a game, or I spent too much money on my shirt, or I spent too much money on my haircut. I spent too much money on my car. We want the preposition on for this one. That's an important note. Thanks for that example. Okay. Oh my gosh, time is going quickly. Okay, let me go to the last one and then I'll come back to the chat again where we will finish quickly. So let's finish with the last few vocabulary words about saving and investing. Maybe one of the most important parts here, right? This is exciting, this is fun, and then this is super important. So to save money is our next key word. To save money means to keep it, right? To keep it in a bank account. Maybe some people keep it in cash in their house somewhere. You have your own system, I hope. So to save money means just to keep it somewhere, to not use it yet, all right? Let's look at the examples. It's important to save money. It's important to save money, to keep some, right? And second, try to save money every month. Try to save money every month. Here we go. Again, try to save money, right? In past tense, this is a regular verb. So we saved $100 last month, for example. So we just want to talk about keeping it. Now, I want to compare this to the verb invest, to invest money. To invest money means to put money in, for example, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, ETFs, etc., right? So this means there is some risk with your money. It's not the same as saving money. Saving money means you keep it, usually in a savings account or in cash, like I mentioned, or maybe you have another system in your country. To invest money means you use your money to buy parts of companies or to buy government products, and you hope the money goes up. over time, right? So we call this investing. So to invest describes using your money in this way. So let's look at the examples we have. We have start investing as soon as possible. Start investing as soon as possible. Here we have investing. In this case, we have linked it to the verb start. Start investing. So this means start doing this activity as soon as possible. So maybe for some people, common advice. Okay? Second then, she started investing when she was 20. She started investing when she was 20. So here, past tense, but again, started the activity of investing. Or she started to invest is also okay. Okay, so when we invest, we do have some risk that we don't have, or it's a different type of risk with savings accounts. Oftentimes, savings accounts, we receive very low interest, but there's less risk. With investments, there is generally, well, depending on the situation, more interest, but there's also more risk, right? So let's talk about this word, interest. Super important vocabulary word. Interest is the money you earn from keeping your money in a savings account or investment, maybe. Maybe. I want to include this maybe as a big maybe, right? Because we don't know for sure what's going to happen when we invest our money, right? So interest means, for example, you keep your money in a bank account and slowly it grows. It gets bigger over time because you receive money from the bank as like a thank you, right, for keeping your money in the bank. This money is called interest, yeah? So let's look at a couple example sentences. First, this is a high interest bank account. This is a high interest bank account. This is a noun, by the way, interest. High interest bank account. That means the amount of money we receive from keeping our money is a high level, yeah? Maybe like 5%, 4.5, 5%. Nice, right? So the second example, my account has low interest. Sad face. My account has low interest, okay? So again, we have here the interest amount. So low interest, maybe, oh man, I don't earn any money from keeping my money in this type of account. It is low interest. So typically, we feel excited when we have a high interest savings account. It means we get more money over time, yeah? And we don't have to do anything. We just keep our money there, okay? So interest. We love interest. We love compound interest, all right? Let me see the examples. What else is coming in? Mina wrote, I try to save money for the next trip with my dogs. Okay, or maybe you could say, I'm going to try to save money, or I'm trying to show that it's your plan or that you are doing it now, maybe. So I'm going to try, okay? Zach wrote, she decided to invest her savings in a startup company. Nice example sentence. Back on Facebook, Banfi wrote, my account has, don't forget, you need a verb there. My account has 0 interest, and we usually use a percent. So for interest, my account has 0% interest, or my account has 1% interest. So we use a percent when we talk about interest. Nice one, though. Okay. What else? I want to see what else. Inazuma, can you use save for the preposition for? Yes. I believe I understand your question correctly with save. So I want to save for something is the preposition. I want to save, for example, for a vacation. Yes, we want to use the preposition for to talk about our savings goal. Okay. Oh my gosh, I have to finish quickly. Let's wrap it up then. Last one then. Phew, I only put one more. Okay, the last one. I put the verb withdraw, to withdraw. Maybe this is a tricky pronunciation point, a good one to practice. To withdraw means to take money out of an account, okay? So take money out of your regular bank account, take money out of your savings account, take money out of an investment account, okay? To withdraw means to take money out, okay? So let's look at the examples and let's talk about 2 points. So I want to withdraw some money. You go to the bank, I want to withdraw some money. Here we have the verb. This means I want to take out some money from an account, right? And second, past tense, I want to note this about past tense. I withdrew, withdrew. This one is a strange past tense. So withdraw becomes withdrew, D-R-E-W. Weird, right? So he withdrew $50. This means he took $50 out of his account, okay? So we can use withdraw for all the different types of account, okay? Oh my gosh, we made it. Great. All right, I have to finish there. I am almost at my deadline, so let's finish up quickly. If you want to take a screenshot, go for it. Now is your chance. Hooray! So today we got to talk about money. How exciting. I have to finish there because it's the time. Oh my gosh. So I will quickly let you know that next week we're going to change the live streams a little bit, but I will of course still be here. The presentation style will be a little different. So I hope that you can still enjoy that. The topic next week will be government words. So please join me to talk about some government words next week. I hope we have a good time. That will be 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, New York City time. If you don't know your local time, just Google it or set a notification on Facebook or on YouTube. Thank you to everybody who joined and sent great example sentences and questions today. I have to go, but I hope you have a great week, a great weekend. Check out the free 2,000-word ebook from the link below and go crazy with your vocabulary studies. You can find this at EnglishClass101.com. So I'll say goodbye for now, but I hope you join me again next week and have a great weekend. Bye!